We all know core strength is important, but we also have a hard time doing it, don't we? And then if you're trying to find core exercises to do and you're scrolling on social media and all you see are people with like washboard stomachs, crunch, go, rah, it really, if you're like me, it really doesn't really inspire you. So that's why we have this lesson together. We're going to do some functional, fun core strength that won't necessarily feel like core work. We're not going to worry about getting flat abs. What we're going to focus on is a stable, healthy trunk so that your lower back feels good. Now, the key to this movement is having something to balance on. And so in this case, I'm using a yoga bolster. Yoga bolsters come in different rounds and shapes. So this one's more of a square one. If you have a round one, that's great as well. If you don't have a yoga bolster, grab a bunch of pillows or fold up some blankets just so it can approximate this shape. Our first core movement is working with balance while we're sitting. To improve your core, especially making it functional, you want to be able to have it be dynamic and responsive. And so we're going to give our core the chance to be dynamic and responsive. So many of us probably don't even need to sit onto something for this balance to be functional and good, right? So choose your adventure. If jumping straight into some balancing on something when just the floor is enough, go back to the floor. And so you can choose your adventure. You can lean back and keep the feet on the ground because this is great. It's going to take some of the hip flexors out of it-ish. Again, your hip flexors are still going to work. Ribs down. Good. And can you bring one leg up and still hold and look down? Is your belly popping out? And if it is, inhale and feel like you're spreading your belly towards the edges of your waist and pelvis. Okay, other leg. So again, lifting. You're leaning back to whatever degree works for you. And then down, and then maybe both legs, but then all of a sudden, holy guacamole, that's so much work. So choose your adventures. You can keep going one leg at a time, feeling your ribs staying down in line with your pelvis. Okay, release out of that. Nice. So we've primed the body, we're priming our brain to do a little bit more fun and playful balance. Okay, so now what we can do is take our bolster and we are going to lay it this way. And we're going to lie down on our back on the bolster. Oh, that feels nice. I know the temptation once we're lying down is always, okay, let's have a relaxed moment. And if you want to take a few moments just to relax, always welcome. But now placing, we're all going to be different heights, of course. So if you need a little extra support with a block underneath your head because your torso is longer than your bolster, make adjustments. But we're going to make sure that our whole back as best we can, your tailbone is all connected to the bolster. And then find your lower ribs. Take your hands to those low ribs. As we lay here, you'll probably notice they're poking out of your body a bit, like they're lifting to the ceiling. So let's inhale and then exhale. As you blow out through your mouth, see if you can invite your ribs to move down towards your knees so that they're not poking out as much. Again, inhale. Exhale. Lift the shoulders and your head off the ground a bit. That will help. Okay, again, inhale. Exhale. Now, if you want to hold your head because it feels really heavy, you can absolutely do that. And then you've lifted the legs. As always, you can lift one leg at a time like that. You can lift both legs, but we're going to balance. So holding your legs up, even if you're not on a bolster, is work like this. This is just more fun balancing work, especially if you have a rounder bolster. So breathing, thinking about lifting, not with your head. Your head is only following what the shoulders and the ribs are doing. Good work. Okay, and then lower your feet, lower your head. Take a big deep breath. Okay, again here, lifting the chest and shoulders on an exhale. Look at those ribs sliding down into your body. Choose your adventure, one leg, both legs, whatever works. And then we're going to add, because I have a little bit of a floppy or a flatter bolster, I want to challenge myself a little bit more. So I'm going to rock from side to side without falling off of the bolster. So, so try that. So there's a little bit of control, because if you kind of go out of control, you fall, and that's okay if you fall, like it wasn't far, and that's part of the fun. But the the work is to try not to, like trying to control the movement side to side enough that yes, I'm tilting to one side, I'm tilting to the other side, but I'm not falling too much. Okay, take a few moments there. We're going to do it again. That first time was just us getting a sense of doing it. And if you're doing it with this bolster and you're like, this is not for me, you don't have to do it with a bolster. You can do your back on the ground, that same side to side movement without the bolster, and you're still going to get benefits. So there's options for us all. Also, you can keep your head down if that feels better too. Okay, so we'll do it again and again, depending on the degree of your bolster, of how round or stiff it is. It's going to be easier or harder. And these can be small little side to side movements, because if you do them too big, again, you're going to fall more often. But the good news is all these little micro movements that you're doing to catch yourself from falling are where we're getting the benefits. Yes, hello core, but what a lovely functional core work. Okay, that felt pretty good. Let's do another one. Continuing to play with this, continuing to play with that, again, playful roly-poly ways of working on your core. Now, you're going to turn your bolster sideways, and you're going to balance the side of your waist onto the bolster here. So it'll be something like this. And this one, as always, because these ones are very like imperfect, meaning you might just need to adjust a bunch of different times. So take your time. This might be enough. So I'm balancing, holding my legs off the ground is some great work. And then I'm not dumping into this shoulder and this arm, I'm lightly lifting out of it. Okay, now you could play with extending your legs. Oh, hello, keep holding your elbow onto the ground. I can feel that side waist. And then if that feels like too much to have the legs out, you can bring them back in. And then extra fun, lift. And just try to hold. So again, I hope you're falling all over the place with me, because this is where the fun is. Okay, so try to find your sweet spot of balancing. Like, how can I do this? Because every moment counts. Remember, this is the key. The fact that you're doing all these little micro movements, that's where we're getting the strength of your core, if you can't already feel that. Okay, I could do a few more options. Again, play with bringing the legs out, but keeping the arm down. This lift, and then maybe you float and fall, and then try again, right? Okay, take a moment, and let's try that to the other side. So here we go. We're on the other side again. You're balancing here on the outer hip, and you choose your ability. What feels good for me? This might feel perfect with your knees in and off the floor, maybe keeping one foot down. Depending, you get to decide this for your body. You just won't know until you experiment the different options. Okay, so this might feel great. Maybe you want to bring the legs out. Maybe this side feels easier, harder. Doesn't matter, because we're getting benefits. Okay, and then maybe you do no hands, bring that elbow off. And even if you hold for a moment and then you fall, great. Because again, do you see how all those moments of trying and holding and wiggling and wobbling and falling is where the magic happens, is where the core full body stability comes in. So I'll do a few more times. I hope we're having fun. I hope this is the most playful core class you've done. Let me know in the comments after if it is. Oh, okay. Perfect. So there you have it. Fun, functional core. Do it more often. Make sure it's playful. You can do this while watching TV. You can do this with your kids, grandkids. It's just a really nice way to, again, get that work of core without doing annoying sit-ups. So if this was helpful, let me know. And thank you for being here.